Welcome back, everyone. Next, we have DBMM Group, trades on the OTC Pink sheets under the symbol DBMM, and is a leading provider of marketing, consulting, and advisory solutions through its operating brand, Digital Clarity. Digital Clarity empowers businesses to achieve their marketing goals through strategic insights, innovative use of technologies, AI, and exceptional customer service. With a strong track record of success and a commitment to delivering tangible results, Digital Clarity is at the forefront of driving marketing change, driving growth, and creating lasting value for its clients. The stock ticker is DBMM. So for more information, visit digital-clarity.com. Let's welcome its COO, Senior VP and Executive Director, Reggie James. Welcome to the conference today, Reggie.
Thank you very much, Anna, and good afternoon, everyone. That's quite an introduction. Thank you for that. I'm delighted to be here, and I'll take it away. Welcome, everyone. I just wanted to caveat that I'm going to be talking about three core areas to begin with, which is to do with DBMM, a very brief overview of the company, and then a deeper dive into the operating business, Digital Clarity, and then really the compelling reason why now is the time to invest in our business. It's as simple as that. I encourage shareholders to ask questions, but if you could make those questions specifically around the operational side of the business, and I encourage you to read the financial reports if you've got any questions around the financial side of the business. We've got a next Q coming out next week, so you'll be able to read that on Edgar and everything else like that. So without further ado, I will begin. So who are we? DBMM, we are a fully reporting publicly traded company. We trade on OTC Pink, and we are have the operating business Digital Clarity based out in London, and it operates worldwide. We are on OTC Pink, but we are looking to uplist to OTCQB before the end of the year, and our ultimate goal is to be trading on NASDAQ. The trading symbol again is DBMM. So, who are we? So, we are a blend of different leaders from different skill sets. We have, think of it as a yin and yang, if you like, of corporate business and finance on one side and technology and marketing on the other. An absolutely perfect blend of two or three different methodologies all in one place. Linda Perry is our Principal Executive Officer. She is a Harvard MBA and has served as senior executive to many well-known top-level companies. Most notably, she worked at ExxonMobil for quite a number of years. And prior to that, she was at the M&A division of Credit Suisse, now part of UBS. I myself, for my sins, operate Chief Operating Officer and look after Digital Clarity on a day-to-day basis. A little bit of background on myself. I've been looking after growing, developing, and nurturing businesses for the last 30 years. And during that time, I've been involved in the commercial aspect of the online world, shaping business models that are quite commonplace today, probably models that you yourselves actually may use on a day-to-day basis. Just to put some of that into context, I'll touch on some of those points that are listed here below. I worked at Alta Vista, which I'm sure all of you are far too young to remember, but I looked after companies like Hewlett-Packard and Compaq back in the day, helping them make the most of the Yahoo advertising network worldwide, dealing with their advertising agencies in Grenoble and in New York. I then helped launch the first .com to list on Cymex, which is a Singapore stock exchange, with the European division with a couple of senior execs from Ericsson. That was a voice over IP company that we ultimately sold to Spice Telecom in India. And then I bootstrapped and launched with a couple of engineers from Alta Vista, a marketing technology business that helped advertising agencies and media agencies understand what happens to their marketing pre and post click. And that was some good 15 odd years ago. So we were ahead of the curve back then. But all of that shows that we have a very competent understanding of data, of advertising, of marketing, and understanding how people buy, how they move across the internet, and what makes them and what makes our clients a compelling proposition. And that really all stems from digital clarity. Digital clarity was one of the first search businesses when Google launched AdWords. We worked primarily with advertising groups like Havas and JWT, which is part of WPP. And we helped develop and look after and manage campaigns. Back then, we were managing well over $2 million a month of just purely PPC business, which the equivalent of which is actually quite exponential when you think about it today. Really, that brings us to where digital clarity is today. The company, like most companies, has gone through a number of different iterations, but we've remained true to the core value of the business, which is we work with CEOs and boards, helping them align their marketing with their business goals and objectives. A lot of marketing is failing. It doesn't actually work. There's a lot of wastage in the market. And our goal is to actually fix that. So why is it that companies trust us over and above everyone else to go and fix their marketing? Well, it's a number of reasons, but one of it is experience. Experience, understanding, delivering great results. This is just a snapshot of some of the companies that we've worked with. We've worked across different sectors from B2B, B2C, e-commerce, you name it. We have a very deep understanding of it. As I say, this is a snapshot. We've worked with well over 800 companies. We've understood their data, what the touch points are, how people buy, and that's allowed us to distill that information from all those years to double down and get involved in a niche market, which is the B2B tech space. Why are we in the B2B tech space, I hear you ask? Well, quite simply, well, there's quite a number of reasons, but there's two core areas. One, it's a very fast developing and dynamic market. It's growing at an incredible rate of knots. And secondly, it's very, very badly served by the marketing community. What we do is we come in and we help those CEOs fix that. So what's going on out there, I hear you ask? Well, quite a lot. There is a lot of wastage in the market. There's a lot of change happening in the market. You've heard people talking about AI, and most companies aren't using AI. They wouldn't know where to begin. And we come in and we help them shape and formulate a plan. We follow a very tried and tested and proven formula and help them achieve their results. And I'm going to touch on some of that today. So why is it? Why is marketing failing? Why are companies at best breaking even? Why is it that, it's like the Pareto principle. It's not only 80-20 anymore. It's actually only 10% of companies who are actually making and getting value out of their marketing. The others are just about breaking even. So why is that? Well, one of the reasons is, and I'll just illustrate by using this model from Gartner, the marketplace has changed. Post-pandemic, the buyer journey has totally changed. The buyer is in control, the B2B buyer. The touch points that there are vast and many, and there is a huge amount of information for people to understand and make a decision when looking to purchase whatever that might be it a piece of software, piece of technology, you name it. In the old days, as we call it, or pre-pandemic, there would be 6 to 10 people in the decision-making process. Now, there is well over 16 to 20 plus people involved. And that makes buying or even selling for clients very, very difficult. Luckily for us, we understand where those people sit. We understand how they move across those different buying decision chains. And we help our clients develop and formulate a very, very clear strategy to achieve those results. So how do we do that? Well, quite simply, we have a process and a methodology that we've developed, as I said, over the years. It's quite unique to ourselves. Some of the larger consultancies are now getting involved in that space, but we follow a principle of understanding what the clients do. We ask them some very, very tough questions. The first process can take somewhere in the region of 12 weeks. We look at everything from their organization, their competitive sets, looking at what the product does, and we help them develop a very strong value proposition. You'd be surprised the amount of CEOs when I ask them, what is it? Or get a board together and ask them, what is it they actually do? And if there's 10 people in a room, I get 10 different answers. And if they don't know what's going on, how can their customers know what's going on? So we fix that. We start right from the beginning, and we deconstruct the silos that are within organizations. So a lot of companies have their marketing in one department, sales in another, HR in another, and that's fine, but they very rarely talk to each other. We fix that. We get the whole company moving in the same direction, in the right direction, so everyone's rowing towards a common goal. And that's what we do. So what does that actually mean to you as a potential investor, as a potential individual looking to make the most of their investment? Well, quite simply, it means that you have the opportunity to be at the gateway and to invest in a business that's very much at the cutting edge of advising companies on what to do, how to fix what they're doing, and to grow their business. The marketing community is highly commoditized. The world is full of people who've done a half-day course on LinkedIn and think they're suddenly experts, where we come from an area of proven technology, proven results, and we help those companies do it. The opportunity is clear. So people talk about AI. I'll just touch on that for a second. Lots of people talk about AI. They don't know how to use it. It's like having a Ferrari and not being able to drive. It's as simple as that. Our skill sets in using Google Analytics, large data sets, large language models allow us to be the prompt engineers to help companies develop and grow their business using AI. It's as simple as that. The marketing consulting market is growing at an incredible rate. It means that your investment will be part of something that's growing. It's going to be a $4 billion plus market. It's already surpassing that. The need for good advice is paramount, and it's going to be growing at a compound annual growth rate of over 5%. So it's as simple as that. So in conclusion, because I want to take some Q&As, do some Q&As, the opportunity is now. The opportunity for you to invest is right now. We are growing our business. It's a ground floor opportunity. This stage is set for us to grow. We've got the skills, we've got the black book, we've got the contacts, and we have a very, very exciting journey ahead of us. And we'd love you to be part of that. Thank you very much. And I'll hand it back to you.
Great job, Reggie. Yes, we do have some questions for you. Let's talk a little bit about slide 8 that you presented. Why is there such a big challenge out there in the market? And what are some companies trying to do to fix it?
That is a very, very good question. Well, post-pandemic, the world changed. People are working from home. People are, there's a hybrid working model. people are now far more aware of technology and how to use technology. They have more sources to go to. There's no longer the ability, if you try and outreach to a company, the outreach is very, very long. Whereas before you could try and get through to a decision maker, that decision maker is very, very difficult to get hold of. We know where those decision makers are. We know how to reach them, how to nurture them, how to get there. But that's one of the reasons why there is such a disconnect between buyer and seller at the moment. A big shift and change in the market, not having the right messaging, using the wrong messaging at the wrong time, and not understanding how and where your company, your prospective customer actually sits. So there's a lot of confusion.
A question from Charles in regards to the stock price. So is it a fact that the stock is being held down by shorts? Or if not, what's your opinion regarding this?
That's not really a question I want to take. I think I said right at the beginning I wasn't going to be answering any questions on that. There's a lot of speculation in the market. You could be asking that question of anyone, but that's not a question that I'm in a position to actually talk about. I'm really here to talk about the operational side of the business and the growth potential that the business is clearly part of.
No problem. A question from Zariah Cole. Are any of your clients on a private to public path?
In terms of are our clients looking, who are private companies and now looking to go public? Is that, do you think that's the question?
Yes.
Or are they private or the? We deal with both private and public companies. One of our most recent clients is a very fast growing tech company based in Atlanta. And they have been growing at an exponential rate. Whether they go public or not is a decision they will make depending on market conditions. But we deal with both public and private companies.
And Zariah wants you to clarify, do you receive equity compensation? And if that is the case, do you or will you dividend shareholders?
We do not receive equity compensation. We charge a fee, as most businesses do, and we have a pricing model that's based around that. So we charge either a bespoke package, or we charge a retainer. But yes, we charge a fee. We do not we do not get any equity in any business. No.
Umberto Yang asks about your model. What size and what stage of a company do you work with? And what's your typical program look like? If you can walk us through it from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question. So we work with, at one end, very ambitious, well-funded startups who are looking to develop and grow their business. They may not have a strategy or a plan in place, but they've been invested in. So when people are making an investment, they're either going to invest in technology, human resource, human capital, and the other big size of that is marketing. And most companies fall into the trap of doing what the competition are doing and trying to, for example, run a campaign on LinkedIn or something like that. What we do is we start with, number one, we understand their business first and where they are looking to go. We interrogate what their actual goals are, how realistic they are. We look at how they're going to actually achieve them if we weren't there. And then we come up and help them actually develop a game plan to actually achieve that. We ask some very direct questions that we've been asking for a number of years, questions that most people won't answer. If they were to use an agency as part of their marketing, the agency would just say yes. I'm not doing any disservice to agencies, but we were an agency and work with a lot of agencies, so we know how that market works. But we get under the skin of the business. We ask those questions. We understand what every aspect of the company does. And then we devise a very, very clear game plan based on their requirements and their needs. We also look at what resources the company has to execute those plans. And if they don't, we bring in our own experts, either internally or externally. So we have a black book of very, very strong contacts that we've developed. They're all around the world, and they are the right fit for the right company. So, for example, somebody who's very good at e-commerce may not be very good at B2B brand strategy, for example. And we bring in, so we use the right people for the right fit. We coordinate all of that, and we bring everything together. Obviously, I can't go into the ins and outs of every single aspect of that, but we follow a four-part process of diagnosis, of understanding the market opportunity, which we then share with them, looking at the market and how they can actually achieve their goals. We then execute the plan, and then we create milestones and reviews all the way along that plan. To give you an example, part one can take anywhere up to sort of 12 weeks, 3 months to actually get that right before we start executing.
And Eli wants you to talk about some success stories for your client. If you can share some stories.
Eli, thank you very much for that question. Always a good question to have. So we've been working with companies over the years. I'll choose a couple of examples. These are case studies you can find on our website. I just want a quick caveat to that both the DBMM website and the Digital Clarity website are going through some changes. So you're actually seeing the current iteration of those websites. But to give you an example, we worked with a company called Workfront, which is a company based out in Utah. We were working with a European division, and we helped that company grow somewhere in the region of 68% growth in sales, which, they're an enterprise company. They were trying to talk to companies like Shell, BP, British Telecom, all those kind of companies, knocking on those doors and finding it very difficult to get through. We developed a strategy to help them achieve that. They ultimately got bought by Adobe for over $1 billion, and which was great for Adobe, not great for us. But that's just one example of one of the companies we've worked at. We can show companies growth of anywhere between 45 to 70% in terms of sales if they follow our methodology, understand and apply what we do, and are willing to go on that journey with us. The companies that do see great results. And so that's one example.
Thank you for that. Rob Kafoy asks if you can talk about a timeline for a potential NASDAQ uplisting. Are there potential merger candidates in place for a DBMM NASDAQ uplisting?
Yeah. So again, given the nature of both the work that we do for clients, I'm not in a position to talk a huge amount about some of the methodologies we use. Equally, that is true of what we are actually doing in terms of NASDAQ listing, but it's a very, very strong objective of ours. It's baked into what we're looking to do. It's baked into all our plans. And as I say, it's QB first, which we're looking to achieve sooner rather than later. And then we'll be able to talk publicly about what our plans are moving forward.
And Marina Gallagher asks, how many employees do you have? You mentioned AI. So you need more or less people to handle the clients with this technology?
Well, AI is one of those technologies that it's all about the skill set. It's all about understanding. So we have a seasoned team. We have a core team of 10 people that we actually are experienced. And we have a large group of people who sit behind that. We're looking to grow that with the right group of consultants and the right group of support people. But we've got a very, very large global group of individuals that we can call upon. But our core group are the ones that actually go out and talk to clients and talk to customers. And we, with AI, it's all about what you know and how you apply. And it's as simple as that. So, yeah.
Fatima Mitchell asks, how is a deal structured? Is it upfront payment, monthly subscriptions? And what are the numbers that the clients pay, and how and when do they pay?
Again, I'm not I'm not at liberty to tell you what clients are actually paying on a fee structure, but the way we structure we create quarterly packages for our clients. So they pay, so an initial workshop can range anywhere, well, I'm quite happy to share, anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000. And that's a half-day workshop, depending on who the client is. That's normally baked into a quarterly package, which we would actually, which we would work out with the client as well. But that workshop is the beginning, the gateway, if you like, to working with us. We very rarely just do a workshop in isolation.
And question from Bobby, I'm not sure if you can answer it, but can you talk about what it's like to get a client? Are you doing it through marketing? How are you attracting new clients? And what percentage of your business has been recurring?
All of our new business is recurring. Typically, our models are anywhere between 3 months to start with, and then people normally sign up for the year, for 12 months. And that's normally a recurring model. And we attract and win new business through applying and practicing what we preach a little bit. And but the main bulk of our business is referral business. It's people that we've worked with who will pick up the phone to a CEO and say, we've been working with this company, you should talk to these guys. So that's normally how we win our business.
Perfect. Well, Reggie, do you have any closing remarks for our audience today?
Just to say, I am going to be back. This is the first of 3 presentations I'm going to be giving with Emerging Growth, and I'll be back to talk about this again in the next one. So I thank everyone for listening and for those great questions. Hopefully I answered them to the best of my ability. If anyone wants to email any of those questions to me directly or take it offline, I'd like to take those, and we can do that as well. But yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, Anna. Thank you.
Perfect. Great presentation. We look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Thank you so much. All the best.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, stay with us. We'll be right back in a few minutes with our next presenter.